Get ready, North Platte. Brigham's Tap Room has a brand new menu you do not want to miss. Catch all of the action on game day with your favorite teams. The Huskers, the North Platte Bulldogs, and the St. Pat's Irish on their big screens. Pair the excitement with our amazing drinks, and you've got the ultimate game day experience. Don't forget to enjoy axe throwing with your friends. Brigham's Tap Room, where great food, great drinks, and great times come together. Brigham's Tap Room, 1100 South Jeffers Street, North Platte.
Test 1 2 3 1 2 3.
Its presentation. North Platte High Sports on NorthPlattePost.com, FM 98.1 and AM 1410 are brought to you by Another Round Sports Bar and Grill at River's Edge Golf Course, Premier Toyota, Let's Go Places, Kroll Clinic Physical Therapy and Athletic Enhancement, Smokin' Double D's at Butch's in Hershey, Zeller Motors, Bad Apple Repair, fix your iPhone or iPad, Rooster Roll-Offs, The Gathering Spot, and the Justin Thompson Agency, American Family Insurance. Today's game also brought to you in part by the D&N Event Center, Mid-Plains Community College, Runza, Great Plains Foot and Ankle, Farm Bureau Financial, Great Plains Health Home Care Equipment, Larry's Glass, Dave's Place, Puro Clean, Bill Summers Ford Honda Lincoln Nissan, Great Plains Health, Great Plains Health, Sports and Therapy, and Shelter Insurance, Pete Falls and Brent Rogo. Watch today's game live at NorthPlattePost.com. Brought to you by WB's Fun Center and Brigham's. Here's the voice of the Dogs, Paxton Gordon.
Welcome, everybody, here to Western Nebraska Community College. Day 2 of the Western Conference Tournament. North Platte High School, the number 4 seed, taking on the number 1 seed, Sidney, and the Red Raiders. A rematch between these two teams that have already faced off this season. Sidney came away with the victory about 2 weeks ago, 41-27. Dogs 5-11 on the year compared to Sidney and the Red Raiders, who are 10-4. I have a special guest joining me here today for this coverage for about a half. That is Jeff Schmelzer. He made the way. Well, he was here yesterday for the boys team. Made the trek here to Western Nebraska Community College, and girls looked good yesterday. 62-49 victory over over Shattering. A career high for Abby Kamensky with 34 points. Wow. I know, it was a great game for Kamensky, but a rematch that's kind of been in the wings for a while now. We all remember about 2 weeks ago when the Dogs faced the Red Raiders, completely gutted by sickness. This North Platte team really was just killed with sickness. You can't say killed, but absolutely exhausted from sickness. They played a back-to-back the day before as well. So they played really well in the first half against the Red Raiders before things just started to stumble apart due to tired and exhaustion.
The shots started to fall for the Lady Raiders there in the second half, and it just kind of got away from the Dogs. But, yeah, first half they looked really good. Looks like they might be a little shorthanded again today, but I don't think it was any different from yesterday, and you said they looked really good. So.
Yeah, they looked. It's the perfect formula we always talk about for the Dogs to play well. Really good ball movement, limiting the turnovers, and yes, it was a good bonus that the shots were being hit from Abby Kamensky, who did again lead the way with a team high 34, and I think a career high 34 points. But it's a difference to go from Shattering to the number 1 seed in this entire Western Conference girls bracket, and Sidney.
Yeah, we know from the first time we played them, the Sidney Raiders team is going to be extremely athletic. And, again, they don't score as many points as they do without being good shooters.
Yep.
And, they got it rolling in the second half the first time we played them. I don't know what their outcome was yesterday. Did they win handily?
If I remember correctly, they did win handily over Alliance. Alliance only got 16. They hit 10 threes in the second half, if I remember correctly, what Randy Brown next to me told me. So they exploded for a huge night over an Alliance girls team that is really struggling ever since we saw them to start this season.
Yeah, they're kind of in a down year this season.
Yeah, they're very, very young. So it was kind of an expected outcome, maybe not to how of that nth degree, but it was also good to see North Platte on the girls' side dominate as much as they did against Shattering. You look at the record, Shattering 10-7 going into that game. They were a team that's about 500, ranked in the 5th seed. They're not a team that you could have rolled over and scoffed at. And for the Dogs to not only come out and really lay it to, Shattering in the first couple of minutes, but really play some clean basketball, you got to feel encouraging coming into today's game.
Yeah, 60-some points. That's that scoring explosion we hadn't seen since December. I don't know what we do in McCook, but that was overtime.
But, that was overtime. Yeah,
yep.
That one's a little different because we only put up 40. Actually, we only put up 51 points in McCook that day in overtime.
Yep.
By the end of regulation, it was 41-41.
That's right. So it's good to see them putting the ball in the hoop, and good things are coming. I think they're getting used to playing without a couple key figures out there. And again, if you go back to that McCook game, boy, they were one starter, and they were
a bunch of reserve, freshmen and reserve players, and to say they hold down the fort is underselling their impact. And even saw it yesterday. J.C. Burke got in foul trouble once again, and J.C. Fox came in. Looked like the offense operated without a hiccup. Now, of course, Shattering and Sidney, two different complete animals, but they didn't feel like the moment was too big for them on a neutral court in a Western Conference tournament.
It's good. You got some young kids, some experience before you head into tournament play, and I'm excited to see what they're going to do today. I'm disappointed I didn't get to see them yesterday, but I was taking in the guys, I was taking in the boys team, and they had a rough one.
Yeah. If I remember correctly, it was a 32-point victory for the side of Sidney and the Red Raiders. Once again, team just hits threes on the perimeter, and fortunately, that's just how things go.
Yeah, they outshot the Bulldogs. Bulldogs had a tough game 15% from the three-point line, 24% overall. Sidney was 40% from the three-point line, and they hit a bunch of them.
Yeah.
So not a good outing, but again, like I said, the sun comes out
Another day.
tomorrow, and they've got Mitchell today, and I think the Dogs will come out on top today, and maybe they can make it. Well, we got to get one in a row.
Got to
first,
get one.
but-
You got to start with one. One foot in front of
Get
the
a
other,
streak
Mr.
going.
Smeltzer.
So-
As we'll step aside here. Quick Stop pregame show. 27 locations open 24 hours a day. Quick Stop always open right around the corner. We come back here to Western Nebraska Community College for round 2 of the Western Conference Tournament. Number 1 seeded Sidney taking on number 4 seeded North Platte High.
We're always open right around the corner. Quick Stop.
Save money at the pump at Quick Stop with the Dino Pay app. Dino Pay offers contactless payment using your preferred debit or credit card. The savings add up with 12 cents per gallon and even more on Tuesdays and Thursdays with rollbacks for savings of 15 cents per gallon. Huge savings. The Sinclair Dino Pay saving you at the pump. Don't forget Frazzle Gourmet Slushes and For Real Shakes and Smoothies. Gourmet coffee at everyday low prices on your favorite beers.
Quick Stop.
Are you in the market for a new or pre-owned car, truck, or SUV? Look no further than Bill Summers Ford, Honda, Nissan, Lincoln for your next vehicle. Look online 24/7 at BillSummers.com. Bill Summers is Western Nebraska's leasing headquarters, and they have aggressive financing to get you into the vehicle you've been dreaming of. Check out all the inventory at BillSummers.com anytime. Bill Summers Ford, Honda, Nissan, Lincoln, where families are our business. Highway 83 and Walker Road in North Platte, and online 24/7 at BillSummers.com.
This is the Bulldog Pregame Show from FM 98.1 and 1410 AM. Presented by Quick Stop. Always open right around the corner. Quick Stop.
Welcome back to Western Nebraska Community College here, FM 98.1 AM 1410, live streaming on our WB's Fun Center live stream. Jeff Smeltzer joins me here for some girls basketball. Let us jump into our Owls Lock and Safe keys to the game. We'll start on the defensive side because that was really what was the standout against not only Shattern, but the last time the Dogs played against Sidney. We know this Sidney team, when they get hot, boy, do they get on fire from beyond the arc. So we know the Dogs played really good in the first half, and the second half really just came down to the loss of legs. How do you feel today you want to see defensively for this North Platte team, knowing Sidney's going to try to chuck up some threes?
Yeah, get after it again. I don't know. Hopefully they start off. Sidney will start off cold, and again get rebounds.
Yep.
Box
There
out.
you go.
Just limit them to one shot. If they're going to take that three and they miss it, don't let them get a rebound. One and done and get down the court and work your offense.
That is what head coach Tyson Hammond, you must have been listening to our post game because that's exactly what Coach Hammond said. As he said, if they win the rebound game, then the Dogs will be looking much better in terms of the overall outcome of this game. They got out rebounded by Sidney pretty hard last time out, and if they can really control the glass, which they did yesterday against Shattern, then they're kind of looking in a good spot here in today's game. Then offensively, we can't expect Abby Kamensky to continue to pop off for 34 points in one game. But her shot was looking good. The team overall offensively was moving with some good pace, good energy, and limited the turnovers. What are you expecting today's offensive game plan going in?
Yeah, again, inside out. I think size-wise we match up favorably against Sidney. Now I can't remember. Was that one of the games where Addison was ill? Or
no, the Addison ill game was the McCook game where she was not present.
So she did play against Sidney. But again, I would like to see her get some touches early inside, kick it out to the perimeter if she gets double teamed.
You can really see the difference. Of course, Dogs, we said, started inside out when they get to their offense, and you could see how much it really impacted Shattern when they got the ball to Euling at the free throw line and then left either Josie Douglas or Abby Kamensky open, either for a dribble drive or a three, and Dogs made them pay yesterday.
Yep. So look for some good things, and I assume they're going to play a lot of that zone on defense, and I have a feeling somebody's going to have to step up. I don't think Abby Kamensky's going to get as many good looks as she had yesterday. I think she's going to have a little tougher defense on her today.
Yeah, there was oceans, canyon sizes of openings for Abby Kamensky. She did make some good efforts into the paint for the Dogs against Shattern. She got some pretty easy layups. So why not jump into our Double Dips Ice Creamery starting lineup? Double Dips Ice Creamery in the historic Canteen District in North Platte offers 24 plus different flavors. Hand-dipped ice cream served in a variety of ways. Double Dips also offers homemade waffle cones and bowls alongside homemade fudge and freshly baked desserts. Well, Mr. Jeff Smeltzer, why not start us off with North Platte, the away team?
All right, for the Lady Dogs, they're going to go with 5'8" sophomore J.C. Burke, 5'9" sophomore Josie Douglas, 6' senior Addison Euling, Abby Kaminsky, number 13, she's a senior at 5'8", and finally Katie Titus, a 5'8" junior.
Yes, so the Dogs get 5-11, coming off of a victory against Shattern yesterday, 62-46. So let's jump into the Sidney Red Raiders here. We got Kiara Schrader, the 5'10 junior, alongside Carly Black, senior at 5'6. Ryan Dillahay, the 5'5 senior, with Kayla Westby, the 5'7 senior, and Lily Weiser, the 5'8 senior, coached by head coach Tyler Shaw. 10-5 on the year for Sidney. Dogs 5-11 as Euling will take the jump for North Platte, most certainly against Kiara Schrader. And guess what, Mr. Jeff Smeltzer, we're going to get things underway between these two teams. Number 1 seeded North Platte High School taking on number 4 seeded North Platte High. Sidney, the 1 seed. Dogs, the 4 seed. Renner moves on to the championship match tomorrow at 3:30 as the tip will go the way of Kiara Schrader. And up the court now comes Sidney and the Red Raiders. To the far side they go with it. Now to Black. Now to the near side. Schrader trying to get it down low as Josie Douglas tips it out of bounds. And just like that, good poke away by Josie Douglas. And the Dogs will continue defensively with an inbounds from Kayla Westby. Westby throwing it now into the paint. That one going to be almost stolen away and is stolen away by Katie Titus, but she falls back and travels, and that is a turnover for the Dogs. But that double team really forcing some issues for the Red Raiders.
Good defense that time, but Katie Titus just lost her balance and couldn't keep control, and turnover. Dogs coming out in that zone again.
It was suffocating against Shattern yesterday. I mean, the double teams were really, really impactful as that's a travel for the side of Kiara Schrader. I mean, the double teams just really forced so many turnovers for Shattern that they just had no answer to it. And so far, the Dogs looking really good off the rip defensively.
Raiders in a full court man.
As Abby Kaminsky trips up, and that's going to be stolen away and put in for the first time today by Carly Blacks. A little miscommunication on the inbounds, as that one's going to be tipped out of bounds. Once again, going to that man full court press against North Platte High School.
Yeah, it was there. It's just Abby just tripped over somebody's foot and ball
Easy
went
bucket.
over her head when she was laying on the ground.
Almost did it again right there as here comes Kaminsky up the court. She'll go to the near side, guarded there on by Carly Black. Kaminsky around the perimeter, one-on-one coverage. Now to J.C. Burke on the right wing. Burke around the perimeter, picks her dribble up now and needs some help. Finds Douglas here on the left wing, down to the free throw line to Euling. Euling now pivoting around, looking for anything, hands it off to Kaminsky. She crosses over, 10 on the shot clock. Kaminsky with some good patience, up for the shot. It's no good, but a foul will be called, and Abby Kaminsky will be shooting too. Really, that was the main focus for Abby Kaminsky yesterday. While her three-pointers were on point, she was really aggressive, getting into the lane and forcing fouls.
I like to see that. I like to see when three-point shooters get aggressive.
First foul today for Lily Weiser. That one rims in and out. So Dogs still trail 2-0 on our wicked fast scoreboard here against Sidney and the Red Raiders. 1 seed Red Raiders, 4 seed North Platte High School. Next free throw up from Kaminsky is in, nothing but net. 2-1 on our wicked fast scoreboard now is up the court with it. Comes Westby and the Red Raiders. Westby to the near side, picks her dribble up now, passes on over to Dillahay. Dillahay now swings to Schrader. Schrader up for the layup, blocked by Addison Euling. She gets the ball back, somehow is going to find its way into the hands of Josie Douglas as she crosses herself over, and now will take it up the court for North Platte High. 2-1 on our wicked fast scoreboard as Douglas picks her dribble up, finds J.C. Burke top of the three-point line to Kaminsky. She now thought about getting it down low to Euling, but pivots, throws to Burke. She fires up her first three today, no good. Rebounded there by Kiara Schrader. J.C. Burke hit a three yesterday, looking a little more aggressive from the perimeter. Westby into the paint. Floater on the way. It's in from Ryan Dillahay. Her first 2 points. And Kaminsky throws it up to Douglas on the far side wing. She drives into the paint and tries to throw it over, but a foul will be called. I believe that goes against Dillahay. That's the second team foul for Sidney early on in this game, but Dogs getting aggressive in the paint.
They are. Good attack that time by Josie. see what they do here on the inbounds. Out.
Douglas will fire as that's going to be a moving screen against probably Katie Titus. As Douglas fires for 3 and misses, but there's Katie Titus's first foul. 4-1 with 6:23 on our Wicked Fast scoreboard. Is up the court now comes Westby. Kayla Westby on the far side, guarded by Kamensky. Now to the near side with it, Dillahay. Back to Westby. She pumps. Dillahay into the lane, kicks back to Westby. Great defense from Kamensky. Switched on to now Schrader to Westby. She's pivoting around this defense, trying to find an opening for the offense. Swing pass all the way to the far side. 3 on the way from Black. No good. Tipped, and that's going to be rebounded by Schrader. Now to the wide open middle. Good pickup and defense from the Dogs as getting it was Dillahay. She swings, open shot from Black again, and this time she won't miss for the second time. And that is a 3-pointer for Carly Black. And now because of that, it's a 7-1 lead, but another foul going to be called against the Red Raiders early on. That's the third team foul.
Okay.
5:42 left to go. That goes against Carly Black.
Sidney's third.
But again, Sidney getting good offensive looks and more importantly, executing on the looks they've been given. As Kamensky now with it on the near side. Drives to the far side, guarded by Black. Shoves off just a little bit. Behind the back, now hands it off to Douglas. Douglas around the perimeter. Kicks to J.C. Burke. Now Kamensky in the corner. She drives right into the paint. Floats it up to Ewing and a triple team, and that's another foul.
Yep,
that's going to go
foul
against Kayla Westby. That's now the 4th team foul for Sidney with 5:28 left to go here in this first quarter.
Well, you like that when you're when you're the underdog. If you can get into that bonus early, when you can try and score points without the clock moving.
Kamensky will now inbound the basketball, throw it to Ewing. Ewing from round 8 out high in the air, no good. Tipped, rebounded by Katie Titus. That ball's on the floor, and we're going to get a jump ball.
Jump ball.
That will go the way of North Platte High School. The problem, though, is Jeff Smeltzer. Free throws have not been the best for the Dogs this season.
Yeah, you wouldn't believe what the boys did last night. They shot lights out from the free throw line.
Are you kidding me? Well, remember, baby steps. The throw out to J.C. Burke with a fresh 32 on the clock. Burke swings to Kamensky. That's going to be tipped away, though, by Carly Black. And here comes that same type of offensive rotation that we've always seen, the 5 in, 5 out, Mr. Smeltzer. And there's a fresh 5 for Sidney and the Red Raiders for their first substitutions.
There they go, that hockey shift change. Boys went 8 for 9 from the free throw line last night.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's actually fantastic.
It was, yeah.
Kamensky.
Easton Jones, perfect 7 for 7. Sorry, get back to today's game.
As Katie Titus has that ball tipped out of bounds, last touched by Titus. Phoenix Brown went 2 for 2 yesterday, though, as noted. Having Kamensky with her 34 points, 7 for 9 from the free throw line yesterday. In her 34-point spree, as Phoenix Brown will now look to check in for the Dogs.
Yeah, on cue, as soon as you mention her name.
Weinbender going to throw it all the way to the far side to Maisa. Into the paint they go to Nesbitt. Down low, no good. Rebounded by Addison Ewing. And, she stepped out of bounds trying to pivot around. Good defense from Jordan Schnell. Brown checks in now for North Platte High School with 4:53 left to go on our Wicked Fast scoreboard. Katie Titus goes out. As here comes the inbound from Schnell. Gets it down low in the paint. Shot is up. It is good from Zoe Christensen. It's now 9-1 on our Wicked Fast scoreboard early on. And then head coach Tyson Hammond will now be calling a timeout on the floor. First timeout for the Dogs with 4:46 left to go here in this first. The offense, I wouldn't say it's getting clean looks because they're just committing a little too many mistakes.
It is, and boy, it didn't take long to get down 9-1. It seemed like it's a much closer game than that. But, all of a sudden you're down 8.
And really the main point is the Dogs look good on defense, but anytime the offense goes the way of Sidney, they're just executing and getting those shots to fall more, whether it be through hard contact or just a good look. So on the other end for the Dogs, they've gotten good looks. They've just been unable to execute and hit those shots.
Yeah.
And that was really
we've only taken 3 shots. And we're
4:40, about halfway through the first quarter.
So let's get some looks down here, Dogs. Get it inside.
As here comes the inbound from Addison Ewing underneath the bucket. Timeout's brought to you in part by Kevin McGann and the Fortify Group. Check out Kevin McGann and the Fortify Group. Location 621 South Dewey, Suite B. As well as our other sponsors for today's game, Premier Toyota. Premier Toyota just south of I-80 in North Platte invites you to stop out, take a test drive here today. Burke here on the left wing. Now pivots, picks her dribble up, swings to Phoenix Brown, to Douglas. Douglas Guarded there by Misa Gavis. Now she goes into the paint. Josie Douglas lost the basketball. Picked up by Nesbitt. And here comes a one-on-one fast break. Nesbitt against Euling. Oh, it bounces in and out. Strong rebound by Phoenix Brown. She's going to throw it up the court. Picked up by Josie Douglas, who now will be fouled. Oh, gets called for a travel, and that's a turnover.
You notice a previous possession, Sidney had changed up their full court press. Instead of just a straight man, they went with a trap. We'll see what they do next time if they go with that trapping defense again.
Dogs have done a good job this season of breaking down trapping defenses against their opponents. The problem is they have committed a lot of travels yesterday as that ball is tipped out of the hands of Nesbitt. And up the court comes Abby Kamensky. The turnovers yesterday that were the real issue were actually just self-inflicted with travels and bites Josie Douglas already. Burke throws to Douglas on the right wing. Douglas to Kamensky in the corner, guarded and driving in on. That's going to be Jordan Schnell, and I believe that's going to be another foul.
Now they just said out of bounds off the Lady Raiders. I thought maybe it was off North Platte, but we'll take the favorable call.
As here comes an inbounds for Kamensky. Finds it in the right corner to Josie Douglas. Pivots around on Misa Gatis into the paint. Kicks to Kamensky. Kamensky through two defenders. No good. And that's going to be rebounded by Ryan Misa Gatis. Misa Gatis up the court, guarded by Burke. Misa Gatis going to go coast to coast, and that's going to be a foul against J.C. Burke. Is she a little too much pushing action with her shoulder, her wrist, or her forearm? There's the word. And here comes that 5-5.
Multiple substitutions.
Now, of course, we know North Platte High School not very, I want to say, very deep with their rotations. Coach Hammond likes to run it about 7 to 8 deep. And yesterday, Abby Kamensky ran the whole full length of the court the whole game. She did not get a single rest off. Same thing with Josie Douglas. She probably got about maybe 3-4 minutes of totality rest. So it's really going to be reliant on the other role players for North Platte today to, I want to say pick up the load, but maybe to help shoulder some of that energy and that load that Abby Kamensky has been putting on in just one day. One day, again, it's tough because it's back-to-back games.
And again, the Lady Dogs, short two key players.
Two of their most important rotation players, you might have to say.
So that might tighten up the bench even more, but it looks like they have gone 7 deep already.
Yep. Might see Ava Franzen. She got a lot of playing time yesterday, so after that, didn't go to 9. So here comes the inbound for Sidney and the Red Raiders with Ryan Dillahay, as Dillahay will inbound again. Full fresh 5 for Sidney. Throw all the way out to the perimeter. Driving now in goes Black. Down in the paint. That's Dillahay again. Swing out. 3 on the way. No good. Into the air. Rebounded there by Josie Douglas. And she'll start a fast break for North Platte High School. And she's going to lose the basketball as it's tipped out of bounds. Last touched, I believe, by Kiera Schrader. And now here comes an inbounds for North Platte High School. They've been very good in terms of finding open looks for shots from inbounds. Can they continue that as Kamensky running out of time? Somehow gets it into Euling. Euling pivoting around, back to Kamensky. Kamensky drives baseline on Schrader. That ball is stripped away and out of bounds. Last touched once again by Carly Black this time. Still 9-1 on our wicked fast scoreboard. 3:19 left to go. 4 team fouls for Sidney, 2 for North Platte. Kamensky running out of time, throwing it all the way back to J.C. Fox, who has checked in. Fox around the perimeter, swings to Kamensky. Oh, that's off her fingertips. Picked up by Schrader. Now a 1-on-2 fast break. Schrader throwing it now into the lane. Up for the shot goes Westby, no good. Schrader gets the rebound, and that's no good. That ball is still in the air, pulled down by Lily Weiser for a back shot. No good on the fade. Another rebound, and that's up and in. That's 4 rebounds for Sidney, and results in a bucket for the Red Raiders.
Yeah, that was one of our keys to the game, one and done, and they just had four chances that time.
Head coach Tyson Hammond also exemplified how much that was going to be of an importance as Westby gets the steal after the pick. Up now to Schrader it goes. Schrader with the layup. It's in. And now it is going to be another lead for the side of Sidney and the Red Raiders. 13-1 with 2:37 left to go. We'll step aside and we'll take a break. We come back here to Western Nebraska Community College. Dogs trailing 13-1 on our wicked fast scoreboard.
Hands of Heartland has offered support and services for those with developmental disabilities in Nebraska since 1998 and is now bringing those services to the North Platte area. Residential services, respite services, community services, and even day services. Hands of Heartland offers a full array of services from 24-hour supports to just a few hours per week. Learn more today online at handsofheartland.com. That's handsofheartland.com. Hands of Heartland, providing creative opportunities to live and grow.
PuroClean of North Platte delivers fast water, mold, and fire damage restoration services to the North Platte area. PuroClean knows how challenging those times can be to you and to your family. Their Nebraska-based experts have a winning, reliable combination of training and equipment partnerships. Local, fast service in the North Platte area. Their average on-site time is 60 minutes, and they'll coordinate with your local insurance provider. Give PuroClean a call now at 1-800-775-7876 and schedule a visit from a member of the team at PuroClean in North Platte.
The Dogs play here on FM 98.1 and 1410 AM KOOQ AM North Platte. Enjoy great food from Merrick's Ranch House. There's 10% off online ordering, and Merrick's offers a 10% veteran and military discount. Dine in, order online at merricksnp.com, use DoorDash, or call 532-8200 for carryout.
North Platte Post Sports.
Welcome back here to Western Nebraska Community College. North Platte High School trailing 13-1 on our Wicked Fast scoreboard early on here in this first quarter. Timeouts brought to you in part by Kevin McGann and the Fortify Group. Check out Kevin McGann and the Fortify Group. Location 621 South Dewey, Suite B. As well as our other sponsors for today's game, Another Round Bar and Grill, where fun meets fine dining. Well, Mr. Smelter, 13-1, rough first quarter for North Platte High School, and it's coming off, as you said, 7 turnovers, and the Dogs just getting killed on the offensive glass.
Just committed their 8th just a moment ago, but yeah, 8 turnovers and getting killed on the glass.
Again, completely against what we wanted to see on our keys to the game. Driving in now, Kiera Schrader down to the paint. She goes to the side of Lily Weiser, and a foul in the paint. And
that was a really nice pass.
That was. And after, again, Sidney getting the quick 4 fouls, the Dogs have now matched Sidney in the foul territory with 4 of their own. Second there against Abby Kamensky. Now, this is where the interesting part comes in. 2:09 left to go. Do you keep Abby Kamensky in, or do you take her out as first free throw from Lily Weiser is off the mark, no good?
I think I'd roll with her. You're down 13-1.
She has been their most electric scorer in terms of getting things going.
She's your best offensive option.
Weiser misses the next one. Fought for, almost rebounded by J.C. Fox. She got pushed into the ball by Kiera Schrader almost. You talked about the full court press going from a man to a trap, and it's been successful ever since that transition for Sidney in this first quarter, as the Dogs have just struggled to find anything, as that one gets tipped out of J.C. Fox's hands and somehow, some way gets into the hands of Ryan Dillahay before a foul is called. And now we're going to see some free throws, as that foul will go against Sidney. And to the free throw line, I think, goes J.C. Fox. That's the second on Ryan Dillahay.
Well, looks like maybe Abby's going to step to the line.
All right, Abby Kamensky, as you know what, here's our favorite time of the day, full 5-man rotation. But once again, what was the problem with that? Bad inbounds pass into traffic, turned it over, almost got the shot to fall from Dillahay. As there goes Kamensky making her first free throw in this attempt, as J.C. Burke checks in for North Platte High. But it's just the self-shooting in the foot that's been the most problems for North Platte early in this first quarter, with 2:05 left to go, trailing 13-2.
Yeah, for sure. And haven't made a field goal yet. Everything has come from the free throw line.
Kamensky goes perfect, and it's now only a 10-point lead for Sidney and the Red Raiders. Up the court now with it comes the side of Jordan Schnell. Schnell to the far side to Weisbender. Now to Mysigatis. Into the paint it goes to Springer. Now cutting in Mysigatis, and there's Ryan Mysigatis getting her first 2 points.
Nice bit of passing by Sidney.
As now, here comes Abby Kamensky with the basketball. Back to Euling. Euling back to Kamensky, trying to get out of this trap zone defense. She will cross the half-court line and now take it up the court for the Dogs. Well, she looks to go coast to coast, and a foul will be called, this time against Zoe Christensen, her first. But there's Abby Kamensky showing her experience, splitting through the defense on the full court press, drawing a foul, and now goes back to the free throw line.
Yep. Nice job that time, and let's see if we can pick up a couple more points from the line.
She has all of North Platte's points right now as she goes 1 for 1 to start. That is her 4th as Katie Titus checks back in for Phoenix Brown. Kamensky, ever since missing the first one in her first free throws attempts, a perfect 3 for 3. Oh, dearie. And she's 4 for 4. So now it's still a 10-point lead for Sidney and the Red Raiders with 1:33 left to go here in the first quarter. Swing pass to the far side. Weinbender, no good on that shot. Fighting for it, Rylan Mysigatis and J.C. Burke. It goes out of bounds. Last touched by J.C. Burke. So it'll be an inbounds for Sidney and the Red Raiders. Leading 15-5 on our Wicked Fast scoreboard in quarter number 1. An inbound now for Mysigatis. As we might have some water on the
some
court.
spill. Yeah, she
Ran
hit
into
a
the water
trash can,
jug.
yep. And she did want to leave the place better than she found it. She was over there picking up the trash until the official told her to get back on the court.
Good student there is J.C. Burke. Dogs, though, trail by 10, so it's not the end of the world, but really struggling offensively to find some good rhythm outside of Abby Kamensky, forcing things into the paint, which yesterday, not a huge problem. Dogs really did a good job of forcing things against Shatter, and then it worked out, but you know, against a team like Sidney and the Red Raiders, who is #1 in this Western Conference tournament for a reason, not something you preferably want to see, because again, Kamensky played the whole game yesterday. She's already played. I bet she's going to play the whole game today without taking a break, and that's a lot of pressure to put. Again, she's a senior. She's been here for 4 years. She's done it many times, but in 2 days, that's a lot of minutes, and that's a lot that you're having to put on your starting point guard.
It is. Conditioning won't be a factor, I don't think. But
no,
just mentally.
At some point, you know, the legs are just going to give out.
Right.
It's not that she can't do it. It's just the human body can't hold enough of it, and because of that, that means then her shooting's going to be off, because what is the key to shooting? Legs, specifically from the three-point line.
Correct.
Riley Meister-Gates will pass around the perimeter now. Sidney will start it up with Springer. Springer to Weinbender. Back to Springer. Weinbender here on the right wing. She'll fire from inside the three-point line. It's in. Man, Sidney just cannot miss, and they're going to say she made that three. It's 18-5 on our Wicked Fast scoreboard now, as the quick pass up now to J.C. Burke. She goes in the lane, kicks to Josie Douglas for three. That's much needed. And there's the first field goal today for North Platte High. It comes off a three from Josie Douglas. She struggled yesterday from the three-point line, but starts her day off with a three. It's 18-8.
And it happened because of inside-out action as Burke drove in the lane and then kicked it out for the wide-open three.
As Meister-Gates airballs that three, and the Dogs will take over with 47 seconds left to go on a baseline inbound from Addison Euling. The inbound looking, now gets to Katie Titus. Titus pivoting around, picks her dribble up, back to Euling. Oh, and that goes out of her hands and out of bounds. A little bit rushed with the pass from Katie Titus. Wasn't getting too pressured, but yet again, Mr. Meltzer, I believe that's a 9th now turnover for North Platte High School. 10th.
We've hit double digits.
And we haven't even left the first quarter.
No.
And now the throw up. Here comes Springer lost the basketball. It's on the floor. Picked up there by J.C. Burke. Burke now on the far side, slowly takes it up for North Platte High. Into the paint she goes. She lost the basketball herself. And that is a turnover for North Platte. They are now 11th. And as the shot clock now will be turned off with 34.7 seconds left. 10-point lead for Sidney, 18-8 in our Wicked Fast scoreboard. The 1 and 4 matchup. As a throw all the way up to court. That's going to go out of bounds. A bad pass from Springer, and because of that, turnover for Sidney and the Red Raiders. And now North Platte will take over. 29 seconds, looking for potentially either a good shot or the last shot of this first quarter. As Kamensky now drives to the far side, guarded by Schnell. Backs down Schnell, picks her dribble up. Douglas, top of the three-point line, guarded by Meister-Gates. Pivots around, lost her dribble for a second, finds Burke. Burke with 14 seconds, now picks her dribble up, finds Kamensky. Kamensky now backs down once again, Schnell. She pivots. Oh, she tried to go into the paint to Addison Euling, but turns it over with 3 seconds all the way up to Weinbender, and that goes out of bounds as time will expire. And just Meltzer, that's how this first quarter will come to an end. North Platte High School trailing Sidney and the Red Raiders 18-8. We come back here to Western Nebraska Community College on FM 98.1 and 1410 and live streaming on our WB's Fun Center live stream at NorthPlattePost.com.
For the ultimate fun day out, start at Brigham's Tap Room with a brand new menu you won't want to miss. Catch all of the action on game day with your favorite teams on our big screens. Pair the excitement with amazing drinks, and you've got the ultimate game day experience at Brigham's Tap Room. And when you're ready for more fun, head over to Wild Bill's Fun Center. Dive into our action-packed arcade, knock down pins in our bowling alley, and gear up for an epic laser tag battle. There's something for everyone at Wild Bill's, where the fun never stops.
The DNN Event Center wishes everyone a great sports season. With North Platte and Nebraska weather, things change quickly and can make our lives a little more difficult. Thank goodness for the DNN. The DNN offers hourly rentals for all types of sports practices, including turf, courts, batting cages, and equipment usage. Call the DNN Event Center to schedule your team's practice times and for more league information for all sports seasons. For over 30 years in our community, for your next event, the DNN Event Center.
North Platte Post Sports.
Welcome back here to Western Nebraska Community College. North Platte High School, the 4-seed taking on the 1-seed Sidney and the Red Raiders. Timeout brought to you in part by Kevin McCann and the Fortified Group, helping Nebraska families, farmers, and businesses for more than 50 years. Located at 621 South Dewey, Suite B. As well as other sponsors for today's game, Justin Thompson Family Agency with American Family Insurance. Check out their offices in North Platte, Ogallala, Broken Bow, and Ord. As well as Dr. Chris Kroll and his crew at Kroll Clinic, where they specialize in sports injuries, helping you get back into the game faster. That three, no good. Strong rebound by Westby, and that rebound this time will not go the way of Sidney, as the Dogs will pick it up, and trapped goes Abby Kamensky. She splits through 3 defenders, now comes to the near side, passes up to Douglas, and unfortunately she will travel. And that is another turnover for North Platte.
Yeah, that last rebound by Abby Kaminsky, that's only the 4th Bulldog rebound here in the first half.
And this is a team that you just cannot go that much of a deficit into the rebound department with, because, as we've seen, they're super efficient with their shots and rarely do miss. To the near side, Dillahay with her 2 fouls drives into the paint, kicks back to Westby, open for 3, top the three-point line. No good. Strong rebound by Ewing. She'll find Douglas, and now here comes North Platte, and another travel this time by Josie Douglas. That's back-to-back offensive travels for Douglas.
Yeah, 14 turnovers now for the Lady Dogs.
Still only a 10-point lead for Sidney, it's not the end of the world.
No, you're only down 10, and you have not been playing a very clean basketball game.
No, so there's still many things the Dogs can do better, as Schrader now left side of the wing to Westby, back to Schrader, kicks into the corner, back to Schrader, Westby to the near side with it. Here comes driving in Carly Black. She lost the basketball. Weiser picks it up, now throws it all the way to Westby at the right elbow. Oh, open 3 on the way from Carly Black, and it's good. We open our mouth about efficiency, and they make their 3 right there, and now Carly Black comes up the court. That ball is tipped away. A foul is going to be called against, I believe it's going to go against Kayla Westby and Sidney. Nope, they're going to say it goes against North Platte. That's actually J.C. Burke's first foul.
Yeah, I've got her down for 2. Yep.
There's her second correction as the scores table gets the call in.
J.C. Fox just checked into the game.
21-8 on our wicked fast scoreboard. 6:50 left to go here in this first half. Dogs trailing 21-8 against number 1 seed Sidney and the Red Raiders. Far side, Schrader gets into the paint to Weiser. Weiser now to Westby. Westby kicks. Schrader back to Dillahay. In the paint, Dillahay in a double team, needing some help. Picks her dribble up, throws it down low to Schrader. Her shot is up, and it's in. Here's Kiara Schrader getting a bucket with hands in her face. 23-8. That ball is tipped up to Fox, to Ewing, up to Katie Titus. Titus swing passes to the far side to Douglas. Now to Kamensky, who cuts into the lane. Down low to Titus off a great pass, but that ball goes off her fingertips. That's a turnover. Great look from Abby Kamensky, but just bounces off of Katie Titus's fingers. That's out of bounds. Last touch by the Dogs. Now up with it. Find the ball to Dillahay. Quick pass to Westby. 1-on-1 to a cutting Weiser. Swing it all the way back. Stolen by Abby Kamensky. Not a good offensive possession for the Red Raiders. And here comes Abby Kamensky. She throws a shot up. No good, but a foul will be called against Carly Black. And once again, Abby Kamensky goes to the free throw line, as she's been almost perfect. Only missed one of them so far.
Been a bright spot for the Dogs.
Second foul for Carly Black.
That's the one thing with their wholesale line changes. They're not going to get in a lot of foul trouble, the Raiders.
There's another make for Abby Kamensky. 23-19 on our wicked fast scoreboard, or 23-9. Wish it was 19. As Kamensky will now look to fire her second. Again, after missing the first one, she's been perfect. She won't continue that streak, as that's tipped and almost rebounded by Josie Douglas. Throw all the way up to Weiser here. She's on a 1-on-2. Hands it off to Westby. No travel call, and in transition, there's a bucket for Kayla Westby. And you can really start to see, I hate to harp on the exhaustion factor, but you can really see how the wholesale line changes are keeping the legs fresh for Sidney.
Yep.
They're just playing with a little bit more oomph to their game right now. Fox around the perimeter now with it. Looking for some help to Ewing. Into the corner now to Kamensky. Kamensky guarded by Schrader. Pivots over into the lane. She'll throw a shot up. No good. Ball's on the floor. Weiser picks it up. Here comes Westby. 1-on-2 fast break. The lob up into the air. Schrader gets it and a bucket. Again, the transition is just killing North Platte right now. As Kiara Schrader gets another bucket. 27-9 as Fox crosses the half-court line. Now passes to Douglas. Now to Kamensky. To Ewing here on the left wing. She throws it into the baseline. Fox has that shot blocked by Westby, and it's tipped out of bounds by J.C. Fox. And here comes the wholesale lineup change once again for Sidney. And a timeout now going to be called by head coach Tyson Hammond, with the Dogs trailing 27-9 with 5:02 left to go here in this first half. I mean, it's tough to pinpoint what the Dogs can do better because you basically got to circle everything on the game sheet for them to be doing better right now. But Wes Meltzer, where do you think this needs to begin for North Platte to come back in this ball game?
Oh boy, I don't know. Not a strong afternoon shooting. They're 1 for 6 from the floor. Bright spots at free throw line.
Only missed 2 so far. I think out of the 8 they've shot.
Yep, 6 for 8 for Abby Kaminsky. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 rebounds now. We only had 3 in the first quarter.
So essentially
rebounding
doubling it.
a little better.
Yep.
Yep. But we're sitting at 15 turnovers. Got to protect
and a lot of
the
those,
basketball.
And a lot of those turnovers have turned into points off transition for Sidney and the Red Raiders as they lead 27-9 on our Wicked Fast scoreboard. 5:02 left to go here in this first half. Timeouts is always brought to you in part by Kevin McGann and the Fortifying Group. Check out Kevin McGann and the Fortifying Group. His location, 621 South Dewey, Sweet Pea. Into the corner now with it. There goes Christensen. Top of the three-point line now to Schnell. Into the corner it goes to Springer. Springer into the paint. They pass now to the near side. Christensen, she drives. Cross-courts it again. 3 on the way from Springer. No good. Strong rebound, though, by J.C. Fox. And she'll take it up the court. Crossover. And now slow things down. Sidney gone away with their full-court press here with 4:30 left to go. Douglas on the right wing with it now. Guarded by Weidbender. Down low, they try to go to Euling, and that's going to be turned over. Bad pass. Jordan Schnell picks it up. Douglas going to Euling, and the double team was an inevitable turnover, and it happened right there. Into the paint now to Nesbitt. Nesbitt goes up and under. No good. Rebounded by Anderson Euling. And then a foul called against Reagan Nesbitt. Dogs getting at least 2 rebounds on this occasion, but again on the offensive side, another turnover that leads to no points.
Foul on number 34.
All right, let's see if we can break this full court press, get a good look.
Euling running out of time. Somehow is going to find J.C. Fox. She'll pivot around and take it up the court on the far side. Fox in some trouble. Now she's in a trap. Gets it to Kamensky. That's not going to be an over and back. Kamensky now will cross the half-court line, guarded by Schnell. Kamensky trying to avoid the trap. Throws it up for Euling, and Euling grabs it. Euling now bounce passes to Fox. Fox on the right ring. Now to Phoenix Brown, who has checked in. Swinging it to Kamensky. Kamensky guarded by Schnell. To Euling. Guarded by Nesbitt. Now to Fox. 8 on the shot clock for North Platte High School. Douglas around the perimeter. Swings to Fox. She'll fire from at least 13 out. No good. Tipped into the air. Almost rebounded by Phoenix Brown. They're going to say, actually, that's off of Zoe Christensen. But they may have taken the Dogs the whole end of the shot clock, but they found a good look. Fox just couldn't pull it up. But we'll get another opportunity.
No, it wasn't off by much, and that was a good look. Here comes Ava.
And here comes Ava Franzen for the first time today. So there's the 8th rotation piece. That's probably the deepest we're going to go until we get to potentially garbage time. Unless
there's some serious foul trouble, I think this is probably the 8-lady rotation.
So far, the Dogs have not been in foul trouble today. A lot of them sitting at least on 1 foul. Douglas on the right wing with it to Kamensky. Kamensky guarded by Schnell. Pivots around the perimeter, throws to Douglas. She hit 1 3 already. Now drives in the paint, kicks to Kamensky. Kamensky stepping back, picks her dribble up. Oh, blocked up by Schnell, and the Dogs turn it over as Schnell picks her dribble up, passes it to the near side, and Springer will take it into the paint. Springer with it, now to the corner to Weinbender. Back to Schnell, 23 on the shot clock, to the far side with it, Springer. Springer pivoting around the perimeter. Oh, tries to get the ball in. Somehow it finds up in Ashlyn Weinbender's hands. It was intended for Jordan Schnell. 3 on the way for Springer is no good. Rebounded there by Ava Franzen. Her throw gets to Kamensky. Kamensky now gets a screen and will take it up the court for North Platte. Throws to Douglas here on the near sideline. Back to Kamensky. 2:42 left to go here before halftime. As Douglas trying to get past Weinbender. Swings to Kamensky. Kamensky to a cutting Ava Franzen. That's turned over. Reagan Nesbitt with it. Hands it off to Schnell. 27-9 still on our wicked fast scoreboard. They throw it down in the paint. Christensen no good, but a foul will be committed as Zoe Christensen got a beautiful pass into the paint from Jordan Schnell in the transition, and there's free throws for Red Raiders.
Number 10, J.C. Fox.
First for J.C. Fox.
North Platte second.
Second team foul for the Dogs is Christensen's first free throw is in and out, no good. As here comes a four-man rotation, of course, as they wait for Zoe Christensen to finish her free throws. As Christensen looking for her first 2 points and her first free throw of tonight. Misses that one. Rebounded by Phoenix Brown, who throws it up to Kamensky. Kamensky now to J.C. Fox. She is in the open court. Fox hop steps, and a foul will be called. That goes against Kiera Schrader, and J.C. Fox now goes to the free throw line.
Good outlet. Nice rebound, good outlet that time.
Breakdown of the defense for Sidney and the Red Raiders as the Dogs are able to break it. And now J.C. Fox will look for her first 2 points. 27-9. That one high in the air, and it takes a couple of bad bounces in and out. As checking in comes Lily Weiser. As out goes Christensen. Fox still looking for her first point. Well, one's airballed, and because of that, there goes the end of that free throw attempt. 2:18 left to go, 27-9 on the wicked fast scoreboard. As here up the court comes the starting unit, Ryan Dilhay for the Red Raiders. To the near side, Schrader. Back to Dilhay to Westby. Westby with the ball, swings it to the near side. How about Schrader firing for 3? No good. Westby somehow saves it. Picked up by the side of the Red Raiders to Weiser into the paint. Now to Schrader. She's from 8 out, gets the bucket. Just beautiful tip passing that results in a free bucket for Sidney and the Red Raiders. And a foul, though, will be committed. Yeah. This time going to go against Carly Black. That should be the 3rd for Carly Black. So our first sign of foul trouble for Sidney in today's contest.
Yeah, very impressed with the basketball acumen by the Lady Raiders. They're just basketball savvy.
As Rylan Maisagatis checks in, yeah, they're very, again, you can tell what's a really good coach team because they're always looking for that extra pass.
Yep.
And always hunting for another one as Douglas gets the inbound, almost gets trapped, throws it, and that's going to be turned over by the Dogs. Schrader up the court, bounce pass to Dilhay, and she gets the bucket there. Talk about good technical basketball, good fundamentals, beautiful bounce pass where only Ryan Dilhay can get it. And that's a bucket for Sidney as that ball is stripped away, picked up by the side of Schrader. Now to Westby from the elbow is off the mark, and Dilhay gets the rebound.
Did we get a travel? Yes, we did.
We will get a travel from Sidney and the Red Raiders. With 1:28 left to go, the Dogs will take over.
Okay, Raiders are going to back off of that full court press.
Now up the court for North Platte High. Here comes Abby Kamensky. She'll slowly take it up with 1:22 left to go. Dogs trying to find any type of motion starter on offense, and immediately I say that, it's turned over by Kamensky as Dilhay will take it up the court. Rylan Maisagatis got her hands on the ball, and now it's 31-9, and the offense for the Red Raiders will restart. Schrader gets it into the paint to Weiser, to a cutting in Westby, and that bucket no good. Phoenix Brown with the rebound, and she now looks to take it up the court. 2-on-2 fast break. Brown kicks to Douglas. Douglas steps, fires for 3. Oh, there's a 3 from Josie Douglas. And there's a long-needed bucket as they've basically gone scoreless here in this second quarter.
Josie is 2 for 2, both of them from the three-point line. That's unlike her, only 2 shots in the first half.
She's getting clamped up, though, pretty good by this defense of Sidney, as there's a 3 on the way from Dilhay, and it's immediately answered back. The Dogs look like they might have started something, and it's immediately shut by Sidney and the Red Raiders with a 3 from Dilhay. 34-12 with 23 seconds left to go here in the first half. Fox now gets the ball into Ava Franson at the free throw line. Franson to Kamensky. Kamensky guarded by Maisagatis, steps back. Now around the perimeter she goes. Picks her dribble up, needing some help. Tipped into the air. Ball is somehow found by Josie Douglas. To J.C. Fox with 6 seconds. To Franson, her shot no good, but a foul going to be called. I believe that's going to go against Kiera Schrader. And with 4.2 seconds, North Platte goes back to the free throw line. Trailing 34-12 on our wicked fast scoreboard.
Number 12, Kiera Schrader, her second.
Second for Schrader. Fifth team foul for Sidney. As checking in now comes Jordan Schnell as Franzen will miss the first free throw. Schnell checks in, and so does J.C. Birkin. For the first time in 2 games, Abby Kamensky now will go off and get a break outside of halftime.
Yeah, a 4-second break, but she is going to get a little break.
As here comes Ava Franzen, her next free throw on the way. No good. Rebounded by Weiser, and now up the court. Here comes Westby with 1 second. Full court heave. Whew, that was on track, but it's going to fall short. And that, Jeff Smeltzer, is how this first half's going to come to an end. It is 34-12 on our Wicked Fast scoreboard. I mean, the Dogs just looked all out of sorts in this first half. Turnovers were aplenty. The rebounds were very limited. And offensively, they just could never really find a rhythm.
No. A couple bright spots. Josie going two for 2 from the three-point line, and then Abby's shooting 6 for 8 from the free throw stripe. But here's the bad news: 21 turnovers in the first half.
Yeah, that's a tough stat. That's a tough stat to swallow, especially after the Dogs have done a pretty fantastic job, I'd have to say, the last couple of games of taking care of the basketball. I don't know when the last time North Platte has crested 20 turnovers in the first half, let alone in a ball game.
No.
Even that York loss, they didn't turn the ball over that much.
The guys might have, but I don't think the girls have. No. Again, those were the two keys to the game that we talked about before the game. Boxing out and getting rebounds and protecting the basketball. Only have 11 rebounds in the first half, and 21 to go with that 21 turnovers. And the Dogs are only 2 for 3, 2 for 5, 2 for 6, 2 for 8. Only 8 attempts, 8 field goal attempts. And when you turn the ball over 21 times, that's why you don't shoot. You only have 8 attempts because you're not getting any shots off.
And to be fair, also at the same time, I feel like, you can see I don't want to say the exhaustion, but man, they've been playing a lot of games recently. 3 games if I remember correctly, they had 2 games last week, and of course they're going to play 3 back-to-back. And when they have a rotation of only 8 players compared to the full 10 that is being deployed by Sidney and the Red Raiders, at some point it's going to catch up to them, and you can really see that in the rebound department. I'm not saying that the effort is lackluster. You just can see the legs are just not doing what the Dogs want to do.
And Sidney is a really good team. Give a lot of credit to them. They play some aggressive defense, and they hit the glass. So
no shame in getting out-rebounded by probably one of the best teams in this tournament that can rebound the basketball. But still, you look for maybe a little bit of a better second half, or, to be honest, something of a jump start. And that's where I kind of find the problem is, where do you look to jump start this offense? Josie Douglas got 6 points, 2 threes to her name.
Yep.
Kamensky's got most of her points from the free throw line, and she's shouldering a lot of that ball control. But outside of those two...
Those two have only taken 4 shots.
Yeah.
2 each. So, and again, we go back to you're not getting shots because you're not getting the ball across half court. You're not getting it inside. So protect the basketball, and again, that's easier said than done when you're getting a full court press slapped on you every time. But I'm sure Coach Hammond will draw some different press breaks up at halftime, and hopefully those have a little more success.
That's right. Quick stop halftime show up next. Dogs trailing 34-12 on our Wicked Fast scoreboard. We come back here to Western Nebraska Community College at FM 98.1, AM 1410, and live streaming on our WB's Fun Center live stream, NorthPlattePost.com.
You don't want to cook time for Dave's.
You know how it goes. It's 6 p.m. already and nothing's planned for dinner. Let Dave's Place take care of it. With dine-in and carry-out, your family's meal is taken care of.
And Dave's Place has the big game on.
A family atmosphere with plenty of TVs to watch all the matchups you want. With homemade pizza, wings of almost any flavor, and nightly drink specials, Dave's Place won't let you down for dinner.
Dave's Place, 1510 East 4th Street, North Platte, or online at davesplacemp.com.
Whoop, whoop.
Great Plains Health Orthopedics in North Platte is ready to serve you with board-certified orthopedic surgeons and a team of medical professionals who specialize in hip, knee, and shoulder joint replacements and revisions, minor to complex hand injuries, sports medicine for both the serious athlete and the weekend warrior, new and innovative operative and non-operative procedures, and work-related injuries. Same-week appointments are available. Call Great Plains Health Orthopedics today.
Your health is our mission. Great Plains Health.
Even if it's been years since you graduated, your college team is your team for life. Well, you can have a Farm Bureau agent for life, and auto, and home, and business insurance. Imagine that. One insurance agent for everything. It's that simple. So get a Farm Bureau agent for life.
Visit Jay Engel in North Platte at www.fbfs.com.
Farm Bureau Life Insurance Company, Farm Bureau Property and Casualty Insurance Company.
Attention barbecue lovers. Smoking Double D's at Butch's in Hershey is locally owned and operated. They smoke all their own meats low and slow to bring you award-winning barbecue. Join them Tuesday through Thursday from 11 a.m. to 10 p.m., Friday and Saturdays till 11 p.m., and Sundays from 8 a.m. to 10 p.m., with breakfast served on Sundays from 8 to 11. And don't miss their chicken fried steak every Friday night and prime rib on Saturdays. Smoking Double D's, making greatness happen overnight in Hershey.
Hands of Heartland has offered support and services for those with developmental disabilities in Nebraska since 1998 and is now bringing those services to the North Platte area. Residential services, respite services, community services, and even day services. Hands of Heartland offers a full array of services from 24-hour supports to just a few hours per week. Learn more today online at handsofheartland.com. That's handsofheartland.com. Hands of Heartland, providing creative opportunities to live and grow.
The Dogs play here on FM 98.1 and 1410 AM KWOQ AM North Platte. Enjoy great food from Merrick's Ranch House. There's 10% off online ordering, and Merrick's offers a 10% veteran and military discount. Dine in, order online at merricksnp.com, use DoorDash, or call 532-8200 for carryout.
North Platte Post Sports.
Welcome back here to Western Nebraska Community College Quick Stop Halftime Show. 27 locations open 24 hours a day. Quick Stop always open right around the corner. Also link to our other Sports Zone sponsors for today's game. Zeller Motor Company, with over 40 years of combined sale experience. Nate and Joe know how to get you behind the wheel of your dream car. Visit them today and drive away with confidence. Well, Jeff Smeltzer, 34-12 on our Wicked Fast scoreboards. Not been a pretty first half for North Platte High School, but against a team that is, number one in this tournament, you wouldn't be surprised if you saw how good they were, because they're just as advertised and playing probably their best stretch of basketball right now. Yeah, and when we faced them the first time in North Platte, Sidney had an ugly first half, and we kept it close. And then they got it together in the second half, and that's what they look like now, is that team that played the second half. They also played against Ogallala the night prior, and that's a good Ogallala girls team. So, same situation here. Both teams playing back-to-back, but, they probably got to rest a little easier with the blowout they had against Alliance in yesterday's contest. Yeah, as I say, the first round of a tournament when you're the number one seed, you probably had it easier than the 4 or 5 matchup. Yeah. But nothing against them. Boy, they're a really good team. They're really smart. They make that extra pass. Clean read. Don't force too many turnovers. You have to force them to make the turnover. And you can't tell much difference between the first line rotation and the second line rotation. They blend so well together, which is, again, a very good thing for Sidney, as that's how they've gotten to this point so far this season. Let's jump into our game stats, brought to you in part by State Farm agent Bobby Campbell. We meet you where you're at, help you get to where you want to be on the side of, so far, the leading Red Raiders team, 34-12. You got 12 points from Carly Black, 2 threes to her name, 6 points for Kiara Schrader, 3 for Ashlyn Weinbender, and then you have 2 for Kayla Westby, 2 for Rylan Meisegatis, and 2 for Zoe Christensen. That's 4 rebounds also to Carly Black, 3 rebounds to Lily Weiser, and that is how the stats will fall the way of Sidney and the Red Raiders. For the Lady Dogs, it's pretty easy. Making up the 12 points, Josie Douglas has 6. Both of them, she's 2 for 2 from the three-point line, and Abby Kaminsky also has 6, all from the free throw line, as she went 6 for 8 from the free throw line. Leading the rebounders, Phoenix Brown with 3, and Addison Euling also has 3. Well, Jeff Smeltzer, when we come back here, second half action, we'll jump into that at that time. Our Owls Lock and Safe keys to the second half. We come back here to Western Nebraska Community College for round number 2 of the Western Conference Tournament on FM 98.1, AM 1410, and live streaming on our WB's Fun Center live stream at NorthPlattePost.com.
Thanks for listening to the Quick Stop Halftime Show. Second half action is next on FM 98.1.
Are foot and ankle problems slowing you down? At Great Plains Foot and Ankle, they specialize in treating turf toe, sprains, fractures, Achilles tendon injuries, and sports injuries to your foot or ankle. Their expert team provides personalized care and top-notch orthotics to get you back on your feet. Don't let pain hold you back. Visit Great Plains Foot and Ankle and step into comfort. Call them today at 308-532-3600 or visit gpfootandankle.com. Great Plains Foot and Ankle, your step towards better health.
Winter is here, but another round at River's Edge is still open. Don't forget about the new winter hours that are Wednesday through Thursday, 11 a.m. to 8 p.m., and Friday and Saturday, 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. And if you're craving something special, join them for their prime rib dinner every Friday and Saturday nights from 5 to 9. It's the perfect way to warm up this winter. So gather your friends, come enjoy the cozy atmosphere, and let them serve you at another round at River's Edge.
North Platte Post Sports.
Welcome back here to Western Nebraska Community College, FM 98.1, AM 1410, and as always, live streaming on our WB's Fun Center live stream at NorthPlattePost.com. On our Weekend Fast scoreboard, it's 34-12 in favor of Sidney and the Red Raiders. Red Raiders number 1 seed in today's tournament, and the Dogs, it's listed at the number 4 seed. Timeout's brought to you in part by Kevin McGann and the Fortify Group. Check out Kevin McGann and the Fortify Group. His location, 621 South Dewey, Suite B. As here comes an inbounds now for J.C. Burke and the offense for North Platte High out of the halftime, 34-12 on our Wake It Fast scoreboard as Sidney going away from its full court press as there's a little floater in from J.C. Burke, and she starts the offense off with a nice bucket. First 2 points for Burke today, and it's off a really well-designed play.
It really was.
And now the shot in the corner coming in from Carly Black. No good. Hey, how about that? J.C. Burke with the rebound. Takes up the court. Throws to Kamensky. Kamensky now into the lane. She goes up for the shot. It's in as there was some contact between Katie Titus and that should be Kayla Westby as she is now slow to get up.
Yeah, it was a good hard screen. I don't think there's anything illegal about it.
Now, funny thing, you say that. If you remember, this is the exact same play in McCook that costed Katie Titus her 5th foul in regulation as Westby checks out. This time didn't commit that foul. And
difference in crews. Yeah.
It is a 34-16 on a Wicked Fast scoreboard. The Dogs were able to punctuate first blood against Sidney, and I say that the little floater is in from Kiera Schrader with a foul, and answering right back is Sidney. It's now 36-16.
Katie Titus called for the foul, her second, I believe.
As Schrader now will go to the free throw line. First team foul for North Platte High School. They trail by 20. That one's a miss. Tipped in the air, and there's another rebound for the Red Raiders. And that time, Katie Titus was able to hold it down following the missed shot from Sidney. And now here comes Abby Kamensky. Into the court she goes. Passes it to Katie Titus on the floor. Ball hit the hard deck, and a jump ball that goes the way of Sidney. As Kamensky got physical with Kiera Schrader going up the court, and because of that, she lost control of the basketball, turns it over 36-16 with 6:56 left to go here in this third quarter. Dillahay to a cutting-in shot from Carly Black. There's Euling with another rebound. So the Dogs so far starting this second half on the positive of rebounds. Yep. Just need to find some more buckets to go their way. Douglas now around the perimeter finds Kamensky. She thought about the shot. Into the paint she goes on the baseline, and a foul will be called against Kiera Schrader. That's another for Schrader. Should be, I believe if I remember correctly, that might be her fourth foul, third. And here comes that five-man rotation immediately here with 6:35 left to go in this third quarter. First foul for Sidney as a team, and Abby Kamensky will inbound the basketball with 6:35 left to go. Kamensky with it to a cutting-in Euling, but that's going to bounce off of the freshly subbed in Jordan Schnell. So Kamensky once again will try another inbounds for North Platte High School on our Wicked Fast scoreboard, 36-16. They get it into Douglas in the right corner, guarded by Micey Gatis. Douglas at the free throw line, passes to Kamensky. Kamensky throws the ball around, now throws to Douglas, up into the air, she gets it. She'll drive into the paint to a double team, throw up a shot, no good, tipped into the air, out of bounds, saved by the Dogs and J.C. Burke, but picked up by Reagan Nesbitt, and she'll look to go for the full length of the court. Down low to Micey Gatis, she'll throw up a heave, no good. Rebounded by J.C. Burke. Ball on the floor, though, was swiped from behind. Ball still on the floor and picked up by Micey Gatis, as now the pass to Schnell. Back to Micey Gatis. She steps into a three. It's no good. Rebounded by Addison Euling. As Ewing pivots around and finds Josie Douglas. So far, Jeff Smeltzer, the rebounding department has been much better to start. As down low into the paint, they go with Katie Titus. She spins her shot, no good, and a foul be called against Zoe Christensen.
Yeah, way to go strong against a taller defender. Now she gets to try and make it work from the line.
Second half already off to a much better start than the first half was for North Platte High School.
Yeah, no, I like the inside post feed and not being afraid to take it up strong.
As Taylor Springer actually gets called for the foul, her first. Titus, takes a couple of bad bounces on the free throw attempt. It's out. And with 5:44, here comes another attempt for Katie Titus. 0 for 1 so far. It's in. 1 for 2 from the free throw line for the starting power forward. Is up now the court with it. Comes Schnell on the far side. She dribbles into the paint, tries to kick it to a cutting Reagan Nesbitt. That's out of bounds, and a turnover for Sidney. Dogs, I have to say, playing a little bit better energy and overall progression than they did in the first half, which is what you like to see. And now, can they continue that? Throw up to Katie Titus. One-on-one against Misa Gator. She lost the basketball. Schnell picks it up. And now the Red Raiders the other way offensively. Another turnover for North Platte. I think that's their first of this second half. Wide open, though, into the paint. They'll kick around the perimeter to Misa Gator for 3. No good. Good box out from Katie Titus. Ball's on the floor, picked up by the Red Raiders. That goes the way of Springer. Into the paint, they go to Misa Gator. No. And a rebound for Addison Ewing.
Oh, much, much better rebounding by the Lady Dogs here this second half.
But can they find some offense? How about a 3? The first today for Abby Kamensky. No good off the back iron. Fought between two Bulldogs, and it's picked up by Springer. And now the heave up to Schnell. She'll throw it full court to a Reagan Nesbitt open bucket in transition. Dogs did not spot her on the transition. That's an easy bucket. 38-17 now on our wicket fast scoreboard. That bounces off of Kamensky's shin. And a turnover for North Platte. Now checking in comes Phoenix Brown for Katie Titus, and a full 5-player rotation for the Red Raiders.
Got the rebounding fixed. Now just fix the turnovers.
And find some opportunities offensively.
Yeah.
As up the court, they'll pass to the near side of Westby. Westby with the ball. Passes to Dillahay. Dillahay top the three-point line. Now to Schrader. Carly Black. She'll courted on over. And a 3 from Westby. And she comes back into the game. And that's a 3-pointer for the side of Kayla Westby. And it's now 41-17 on our wicket fast scoreboard in favor of Sidney and the Red Raiders. Douglas on the left wing, guarded by Dillahay. She'll dribble around, finds Kamensky now, who's guarded by Carly Black. To Ewing. Back to Douglas on the left wing. She gets a screen, but drives into the paint. Into a double team. Oh, what a good shot from Josie Douglas. 8 points for Douglas. Getting more aggressive on the offensive end of things. The Dogs trail by 22. Ball on the floor, picked up by Dillahay. Swing out, driving in comes Schrader. Her underhanded hook into the basket is good.
You know, they're not a big team, but they get a lot of points in the paint, and they prevent you from scoring a lot of points in the paint. They do it.
That's turned over on the attempt from J.C. Burke, but they have a really quick first step on their initial cut into the lane, and the Dogs have just been unable to get in front of that slash, and because that's resulted in a lot of free buckets in the paint. As here comes a 3 for Josie Douglas. Oh, that one's short, rebounded by Schrader, and it's 43-19, 3:11 left to go here in this third quarter. As the Red Raiders just running away with it. Dillahay on the right wing into the double team. Oh my gosh, they're going to call. Okay, it's going to go against J.C. Burke. I thought they were going to call against Josie Douglas for getting her hand on the ball. Burke collects the foul. That's the third team foul for North Platte High School. And we have a timeout on the court by head coach Tyson Hammond. Timeout's brought to you in part by Kevin McGann and the Fortify Group. Check out Kevin McGann and the Fortify Group. It's location 621 South Dewey, Suite B. You got one of the problems fixed, which was the rebounding department, but outside of that, still the same woes that we saw in first half with turnovers aplenty and really an ineffective offense against this Red Raiders team.
Yeah, 5 turnovers already here in the third quarter. And not too many good looks. But again, like I said, for a team that's no bigger than Sidney is, they really make it difficult to get the ball inside. You think it would be a lot easier than it is, but it's very difficult. And you're not getting good outside looks either. They're just Very quick, quick to the ball, get a hand up, make it very, very hard to get a shot off.
And that's a team that is taking advantage maybe of that quickness because the Dogs have been running around the court for 2 days now, and they haven't really had, again, as much rest compared to Sidney with their rotational.
Right. Yep.
So their rotations in. So you're really starting to see them take advantage of the legs just kind of falling out of North Platte right now and really using that momentum as a way for them to come away with this lead.
Yeah, and they employ that full court press too, which really makes the Dogs work to try and get the ball across half court.
It's all about effort. This is a very, very well-maintained and well-energized Sidney team. So they're all about efficiency as well as making the other team, the other opposing team, really fight for the basketball. Is tripping and falling there. That's Kiara Schrader. That's the second time somebody has tripped on this basketball court.
Yeah, just on a
different
simple
end.
inbound play, yeah.
Of course, this is Western Nebraska Community College. Fun fact, they're actually in North Platte today to take on North Platte Community College men's basketball.
Well, they're a run and gun team, aren't they? The Cougars.
They are the complete opposite of Northeastern Junior College, which is very physical. This team for Northeastern and the Cougars, they are three-point slashing, transition, running up and down. They're going to score 100 points every single game as into the lane goes Abby Kamensky, drawing a foul. That's the third team foul. That's the fourth foul Kiara Schrader has in today's game. Kamensky to the line. As checking in now comes Reagan Nesbitt. Oh, she'll miss that one.
Yeah, while we're talking about the Knights, if you haven't seen the Knights or the Lady Knights, do so tonight. But if you can't make it next Tuesday, the McCook Indians are in town.
Yep, for a doubleheader. Yes. First doubleheader in a couple weeks since the Southeast Community College game as Kamensky's next free throw. That's up and in. She goes 1 for 2 on this trip, and just like that, it's 43-20, a 23-point lead for Sidney and the Red Raiders. Westby hucks it up now to Dillahay. Dillahay steps back onto the perimeter, guarded by Burke, and fires to Westby. Westby surveying the defense. Back to Dillahay. Dillahay back to Westby. Into the paint to a freshly subbed in Nesbitt. Into the corner to Schrader. Actually, corrected to Carly Black. Stolen away by J.C. Burke and Josie Douglas. Burke with the tip. Douglas gets the basketball, and with 2:20 left to go, here comes North Platte trailing 43-20, trying to find some offensive rhythm. And as I say that, it's a turnover for North Platte. Don't know where the travel was as falling with the basketball was Kayla Westby.
It looked like she rolled over with it, which is a no-no.
And going coast to coast. Oh, Ryan Dillahay almost got it as Douglas lost the basketball. Oh, and it's going to be turned over. Dillahay tipped by Jimmy Addison Euling, and a foul's going to be called. That goes against Carly Black. So a little bit of pandemonium down in the paint for either side, and it results in a foul for Sidney and the Red Raiders. That's a fourth for Carly Black. So Black and Schrader both have 4 fouls, and if this game was any closer, you would be kind of clutching your pearls a little bit for Sidney right now.
Yeah, but with a 23-point lead, they've got plenty of depth. They're okay, and we just traveled, and that's another turnover.
And that's another turnover for North Platte High School, and Josie Douglas with the travel. How many are we sitting at right now? That was 5.
Sitting at 29.
Okay, so that's now the 7th, I think, turnover of this second half. 1:47 left to go here in the third quarter. Pass down low to Dillahay, who now drives, floats one up into the air. No good. Strong rebound by Addison Euling, and here comes Abby Kamensky. As slow on the floor to get up as Dillahay. Burke on the other end. Her shot is up, no good. Dillahay is still on the floor. As now she's able to get up, but it's a foul on the...
Holding her back, I think.
She got ran into on the back. As now Dillahay's going to walk off, but a foul was committed down low. That's the 5th foul for Sidney and the Red Raiders. As checking in comes Taylor Springer, and J.C. Fox as well as Ava Franzen will check in for Addison Euling and probably J.C. Burke when Burke finishes her free throws. Westby was the one committing the foul for Sidney and the Red Raiders. As here comes J.C. Burke's first free throw. It's off the mark, and it's 0 for 1 as Dillahay really gingerly walking to the locker room. Probably got just a stinger in the back.
Yeah, she's very ginger when she's gingerly walking around.
As Burke misses the second, it's rebounded by Reagan Nesbitt. And now here comes up the court, Sidney and the Red Raiders. That's Schnell, Jordan Schnell to Westby. She'll cross-court it to the near side to Springer. Springer picks her dribble up. Back to Westby. She's going to step it all the way back to the logo and reset the offense. Down low they go to Nesbitt in the paint. They try to kick it over. Tipped by Burke, but somehow gets into the hands of Schnell as Westby fires for three. No good. Nobody contesting the rebound to Reagan Nesbitt. And just like that, she punishes the Dogs with an easy layup with a minute left to go here in this third quarter. 45-20 into the corner. J.C. Burke for three. No good. Tipped. That's actually going to stay with North Platte High School as it flies off the fingers of Reagan Nesbitt. And here comes J.C. Fox for J.C. Burke. And with 49 seconds and a 25-point lead, North Platte will inbound the basketball on the baseline underneath the bucket. Comes the inbounds from Kamensky. She's going to throw it all the way to the three-point line to Fox. Fox steps back, passes to Kamensky. Great closeout from Westby. And now, how about Kamensky going into the lane? No good. Strong offensive rebound. How about to Phoenix Brown's shot in from Josie Douglas? Brown with the pass to Josie Douglas off of the strong offensive rebound. And guess what? Douglas hits her third three of today's game. 45-23. Westby into the corner. Here they go with it. Springer to Nesbitt. Back to Schnell. Schnell floats one from about 18 out, no good. Reagan Nesbitt with the rebound and a foul called against Ava Franzen with 16.9 seconds left to go in the third quarter.
Well, she wouldn't have done that. That was going to be a difficult shot anyway.
I was going to say, but
there wasn't a lot of contact,
no,
but there was contact.
But the last couple of possessions were looking good for North Platte now outside of this mistake as Nesbitt's free throw short off the front iron, no good. 45-23, 16.9 seconds left to go. Dogs trailing in this one.
Yeah, the Raiders only outscoring the Dogs 11-10 here in the third.
12-10. So good bounce back out of the half for North Platte High School. If only, we saw this type of North Platte team in the first half as Douglas trying to go coast to coast. That's going to be blocked and out of bounds. Last touched by the Red Raiders with 5.9 seconds left to go. So the Dogs will have one more inbounds before the end of this third quarter to try and get a bucket. Again, trailing by 24. The throw to Franzen. Her shot blocked. And the Dogs, with 4 seconds, turn it over as Schnell up the court throws it as that shot's going to be no good for the half-court heave. And that is how this third quarter will come to an end. North Platte High School trailing 46-23 on our wicked fast scoreboard. We'll step aside and we'll take a break. When we come back, more here from Western Nebraska Community College on FM 98.1 and AM 1410 and live streaming on our WV's Fun Center live stream at NorthPlattePost.com.
In the market for a new or pre-owned car, truck, or SUV? Look no further than Bill Summers Ford, Honda, Nissan, Lincoln. For your next vehicle, look online 24/7 at BillSummers.com. Bill Summers is Western Nebraska's leasing headquarters, and they have aggressive financing to get you into the vehicle you've been dreaming of. Check out all the inventory at BillSummers.com anytime. Bill Summers Ford, Honda, Nissan, Lincoln, where families are our business. Highway 83 at Walker Road in North Platte, and online 24/7 at BillSummers.com.
North Platte Post Sports.
Welcome back here to Western Nebraska Community College. North Platte High School trailing Sidney and the Red Raiders 46-23 on our Wicked Fast scoreboard. Have you downloaded the MyPhillips 66 app yet? Not, you're missing out on so much savings with Wicked Fast. Also, thank you to our other Sports Zone sponsors for today's game. Smoking Double D's at Butch's in Hershey. Locally owned and operated where they smoke their own meats low and slow to bring you award-winning barbecue. Jeff Smelter is now departing as he says goodbye to everybody. Well, now we're going to see his son play at, I believe it's Scottsbluff, for boys basketball against Mitchell in the lower bracket. Josie Douglas gets the inbound as we start quarter number 4. Dogs trailing 46-23 on our Wicked Fast scoreboard. Looked better in the third quarter. Only we're trailing, 13-11 as that bucket goes in on the side of Josie Douglas, and North Platte slowly getting their offense refocused in, trailing 46-25 with the fourth quarter just starting. Mysigatis on the left wing, cross-courts it all over to Weinbender for three. Oh, no good. Tipped right back to Weinbender, and here comes some good passes to Westby from the right elbow. Shot high off the backboard and no good, and that's on the floor, picked up by Abby Kamensky, and Here comes North Platte the other way. They scored on the last possession. Can they string another one together to make it 2 in a row? Burke around the perimeter, picks her dribble up. Now to Josie Douglas. Douglas fires for 3. There's no foul. I was looking for a foul. They hit the fingertips. No good as here comes Westby. Slings it to Schnell. Schnell on the baseline. Now pass down low to Mysagatis, and a foul called against, I think Josie Douglas will be the recipient of that foul. As she's looking at her fingertips a little bit, confused as I am because I thought she was fouled on the 3, but Mysagatis, that goes to the free throw line as that first shot from Mysagatis way off the mark. First foul for Josie Douglas today. 6:54 left to go, 46-25 on our wicked fast scoreboard. So here comes another free throw from Mysagatis. That one's in. It's now 47-25 on our wicked fast scoreboard. Josie Douglas up the court for North Platte with it. Douglas to the near side. Finds Kamensky. Kamensky pivots around, passes to Titus, and now to Burke. Burke into the paint. They get it to Euling, to Douglas. She'll set the screen, Euling does to Douglas, and a moving screen called against Addison Euling. And just like that, another turnover for North Platte High School. As that is now, I think, if I do my quick maths here in terms of fives, that is 30 turnovers for North Platte High's offense. Thank you, Cannon, my stat checker over there. 47-25, as here comes Weinbender for 3. That's way short. Westby gets the rebound and puts it right back. And there's just a free rebound given up again. As Sidney coming out of the gates hot in the fourth quarter. Dogs looking a little flat right now. 49-25. Burke to Titus. She fires from 3. That one's high off the backboard. No good. Rebounded by Mysagatis. And once again, here comes Sidney. The throw all the way up to Weinbender. Weinbender into the baseline. Her shot goes up looking for a foul, and she will get the foul. And I believe that might go against Josie Douglas, which would be her second in this fourth quarter. It will be against Douglas, her second in just a handful of possessions, and because of that, Ashlyn Weinbender goes to the free throw line once again. 49-35 on our wicked fast scoreboard. She made the first one. 50 points have been crossed, 25-point lead as here comes some substitutions. Carly Black checks in, as well as Kiera Schrader. As Weinbender still at the free throw line, also going to check in there seems to be Ryan Dillahay. Coming back from her trip to the locker room. Weinbender makes another 51-25. Dillahay now checks in for Weinbender. And we'll have a timeout on the court when we come back here to Western Nebraska Community College, round 2 of our matchups here for the Western Conference Tournament on FM 98.1 AM 1410 and live streaming on our WV's Fun Center live stream at NorthPlattePost.com.
ullclinic.com or come visit us at Westfield Shopping Center in North Platte. We are committed to getting you back in the game of life without those annoying facility fees.
North Platte Post Sports.
Welcome back here to Western Nebraska Community College, FM 98.1 AM 1410 and video live streaming on our WB's Fun Center live stream at NorthPlattePost.com. As always, our timeouts are brought to you in part by Kevin McGann and the Fortifying Group. Check out Kevin McGann and the Fortifying Group at his location, 621 South Dewey, Suite B, helping Nebraska farmers, families, and businesses for more than 50 years. Those are other Sports Zone sponsors for today's game, The Gathering Spot, a home for all gatherings. Kamensky around the perimeter slings it to Douglas, who now is in the paint, pivots around, and travels with the basketball, turning it over, and that's now another turnover for North Platte High School. Their 31st of this ball game. 5:45 left to go as Ryan Dillahay up the court. For Sidney, 26 points the margin. As Weinbender throws to Schrader. Into the paint to Dillahay. Dillahay back to Schrader. Down in the paint they go to Christensen. Back to Dillahay. Her shot is no good. Ewing collects the rebound, and here comes Abby Kamensky surveying the defense. Tried to think about throwing it to Titus, but now we're reset North Platte's offense. Top of the three-point line. Now to Ewing following the pickup dribble from Kamensky. Douglas with it to Titus. Katie Titus slings to J.C. Burke on the left wing. She drives on into the paint, passes to Douglas with 15 on the shot clock. Douglas, guarded by Weinbender, now passes to Kamensky. Kamensky lost the basketball as it's tipped out of bounds by Kiera Schrader. And with 5:03, here comes another possession offensively for North Platte. 10 seconds on the shot clock for the Dogs in this fourth quarter, trailing 51-25. Euling with the ball. 9 seconds. Around the perimeter she goes. Hands to Kamensky with 5 seconds. To Burke with 3 seconds left to go. 2 seconds. Dogs don't see it, and that's going to be a turnover on the offensive side as he got a shot clock violation. Didn't know the time on the board, and it's another turnover for the Dogs. Their 32nd of today's game, trailing 51-25 on our wicked fast scoreboard. Weinbender slings to Carly Black. She cross-courts it to Schrader. To the baseline, Christensen. As Dillahay's shot is no good, and that's a foul for Josie Douglas. In this third quarter alone, Josie Douglas has gotten 3 fouls called against her. And with 4:40 left to go on our wicked fast scoreboard, to the free throw line goes Ryan Dillahay. As here comes J.C. Fox looking to inbound as Dillahay misses the free throw. Ava Franzen checks in for Kamensky, as well as J.C. Fox checking in for Euling, as Kamensky getting her first break since 4 seconds left to go before halftime. That's how long she's gotten to rest in today's ball game, as Dillahay's next free throw. Short again. That's somehow going to find its way into the Red Raiders' hands, but out of bounds as I believe Carly Black just couldn't hold on to it, and with 4:37, the Dogs will take it the other way, trying to jumpstart this offensive motor to at least bring something positive into tomorrow's game. As Douglas trying to pass it down to Titus, beautiful bounce pass with the foul against Zoe Christensen. And now here comes a fresh 4 rotation for Sidney. Now with this loss today, North Platte will be moving to the third place game tomorrow at 11 a.m. They potentially will be playing either Scotts Bluff or Gehring. 2 teams the Dogs haven't played this season, as Titus's first free throw, toilet pulls in and out. No good. Still 51-25 as here comes that big substitution, and probably the end of the day for the Sidney starters as they'll go to the championship game tomorrow at 3:30. Again, either against Scotts Bluff or Gehring. That's Titus. Now with the free throw. Up into the sky it goes. No good. Rebounded by Mysagatis. That's Riley Mysagatis. Slowing it down. Passes to Schnell. Schnell up the court. Picks her dribble up. Pivots. Finds a wide open Weinbender. To Schnell. Into the paint they go. A shot from Springer from round 10 out. No good. Rebounded by J.C. Fox. And now Fox with 4:10 left to go will start the offense, but passes it actually to Josie Douglas. Douglas slings it to Fox in the corner. Fox around the perimeter now with it. Picks her dribble up to Burke. Burke, guarded by Mysagatis. Now she'll dribble herself around the perimeter to J.C. Fox, who thought about the 3. Stops what she was doing. Picks her dribble up to Douglas now on the left wing. Into the paint to Franzen with 10 seconds. The kick out to Fox. She'll fire her first 3. Airballed, and that's going to be saved by J.C. Burke, but you're going to say she stepped out of bounds, and that's a turnover for the Dogs. 51-25 on our wicked fast scoreboard. 3:44 left to go. As the inbound gets up to Reagan Nesbitt and back on over to Jordan Schnell. Schnell crosses the half-court line and goes to the left to Mysagatis. Back to Schnell. Swings it on over to Weinbender. Back to Mysagatis. Into the paint it goes to Springer. Her shot off the mark. And that'll be rebounded by J.C. Burke. Up to Douglas. Douglas, though, will draw the... we're going to say a travel from Josie Douglas as she collides on the far end with Ashlyn Weinbender. And Douglas turns the ball over as Phoenix Brown checks in now for North Platte High. Schnell cross-courts it to Mysagatis. Back to Schnell to Weinbender on the right wing. Some good perimeter passing from Sidney and the Red Raiders. Mysagatis. Schnell with it. Trying to go to the paint, but back to Weinbender. Schnell with 20 on the shot clock. Into the paint. Springer! This time her shot no good. Nesbitt with a strong rebound. And the putback by Sidney. 53-25 now the lead as here comes Douglas up the court for North Platte High School. Now here to the right wing to Burke. She'll dribble around the perimeter, pick her dribble up, and find J.C. Fox, who somehow tried to keep it alive. It'll go out of bounds. Last touch by Sidney. Here comes Hayden Hansen for the first time today. She subs off Josie Douglas. Hansen, of course, saw some garbage time minutes yesterday against Shattering. As here comes J.C. Fox's inbound for the Dogs. Fox now looking, still looking. Gets it into Phoenix Brown at the free throw line. Gets right past Nesbitt, up for the layup and in. Beautiful first step from Phoenix Brown as she gets right past Reagan Nesbitt. Got to the free throw line with the foul called against her, and now can she hit her first free throw today? She was perfect yesterday for the Dogs when she went to the free throw line. Has Brown, first free throw today. It's in. Beautiful shot from Phoenix Brown. 53-28 with 2:44 left to go. Up the court now with it. Schnell has it. Now to the near side, Mysigatis into the paint to Springer. Back to Schnell. Mysigatis open for three. Oh, T-Bone's in and out. That's rebounded by J.C. Fox before Reagan Nesbitt fouls Fox. The third team foul for Sidney in this fourth quarter. With 2:30 left to go on our wicked fast scoreboard. So here comes some more inbounds for North Platte High School as they'll set up an inbounds play, even though Sidney is not really going to provide the full court press they have in this first half. Burke on the right wing, hands it off to Fox. Fox around the perimeter, guarded by Springer, trying to go into the paint and trying to find some help. She dribbles, finds Francis at the free throw line. Her shot's up, no good. Rebounded by Reagan Nesbitt. Good look for Ava Franzen at the free throw line with 2:10 left to go on our wicked fast scoreboard. Mysigatis into the paint to Springer. Springer up and under, no good. Rebounded by Nesbitt. She can't put it back as it bounces in and out. And that's another foul for Reagan Nesbitt. The fourth foul for Sidney. As checking in now comes Ari Reyna for North Platte High School. Probably for J.C. Burke. I believe that's Zoe Christensen also. Yep, that is Zoe Christensen. She checks in for Jordan Schnell. And yep, checking out, there goes J.C. Burke. So full reserve rotation now in for North Platte High School with 2 minutes left to go, trailing 53-28. Brown swings it on over around the perimeter for North Platte. Fox to Reyna. Reyna pivoting, looking, shooting up a shot. That's no good. Airballed, bounded by Reagan Nesbitt. And now here comes Springer up the court. 53-28 now, the lead for Sidney and the Red Raiders with 1:39 left to go. Springer, top of the three-point line, down to Nesbitt on the block. To a cutting-in Zoe Christensen. Back out to Mysigatis. She swings it now to Weinbender's three. It's in. It's a three for Ashlyn Weinbender, and just like that, the lead's now up even more, 56-28 on our wicked fast scoreboard. As that was a fake handoff, Phoenix Brown into the paint. Her shot no good. That's rebounded by Springer. Good look. Fake the handoff, got the defense scared for a second as that full court heave is tipped off of Ava Franzen for a Red Raider inbounds with 1:09 left to go on our wicked fast scoreboard. As here comes the inbounds to Weinbender. She'll fire her second three in a row. It's in. Back-to-back threes for Ashlyn Weinbender. 1:03 left to go in the fourth quarter on our wicked fast scoreboard. As they hand the ball off to Hayden Hansen. She lost it for a second. Hansen picks it up. She's dribbling just on the edge of that half-court line. No foul. Picked up by Mysigatis. Mysigatis looking to go coast to coast. Rylan Mysigatis' layup is in. Another bucket. Now an 8-point swing for Sidney with 40 seconds left to go in the ballgame. As here comes Phoenix Brown. She'll swing to Franzen. To Fox in the left corner. Back to Ari Reyna. It was tipped. Reyna picks it up. Does find Hayden Hansen, guarded by Weinbender. To Fox. 27 seconds. About a 6-second shot clock, game clock difference. Now to Brown. Brown somehow gets the ball to Hayden Hansen. Back to Brown. Brown on the block. Lost the ball. Now picks it back up, and she double dribbles. As she thought she lost the basketball as it was tipped out of her hands, but turns it over officially, and with 15 seconds, Sidney will just slowly take it up the court and just eat away the clock and come away with the victory and advance to the championship match of this Western Nebraska tournament, beating North Platte today's game 61-28 as they'll pass the ball around, hold it out, and the game officially comes to an end. North Platte High School unfortunately couldn't complete the comeback against Sidney and the Red Raiders. They now move to the third place match tomorrow at 11:30, either against Gehring or Scotts Bluff girls. Tough game today. I mean, when you, again, commit 32 turnovers, actually I believe even more than 32 turnovers, and get out-rebounded in the first half by Sidney and the Red Raiders, and of course it's going to be a really tough matchup for North Platte High girls. They fall 61-28 on our wicked fast scoreboard. And with that, we'll step aside and we'll take a break. When we come back, North Platte High girls and our Quick Stop post-game show right here on FM 98.1, AM 1410, and live streaming on our WV's Fun Center live stream at, guess what, NorthPlattePost.com.
Attention barbecue lovers. Smoking Double D's at Butch's in Hershey is locally owned and operated. They smoke all their own meats low and slow to bring you award-winning barbecue. Join them Tuesday through Thursday from 11 a.m. to 10 p.m., Friday and Saturdays till 11 p.m., and Sundays from 8 a.m. to 10 p.m., with breakfast served on Sundays from 8 to 11. And don't miss their chicken fried steak every Friday night and prime rib on Saturdays. Smoking Double D's, making greatness happen overnight in Hershey.
Starting something new can be challenging. At Mid-Plains Community College, we see what it takes to build your dreams, and through our educational instruction, make them a reality. Whether you are learning a new skill that can take your professional career to the next level, or you're looking to change your life through our educational offerings, you can build a successful future. Enroll today and begin transforming your future at mpcc.edu. That's mpcc.edu.
You're hungry and you don't want to cook. Time for Dave's.
You know how it goes. It's 6 p.m. already and nothing's planned for dinner. Let Dave's Place take care of it. With dine-in and carry-out, your family's meal is taken care of.
And Dave's Place has the big game on.
A family atmosphere with plenty of TVs to watch all the matchups you want. With homemade pizza, wings of almost any flavor, and nightly drink specials, Dave's Place won't let you down for dinner.
Dave's Place, 1510 East 4th Street, North Platte, or online at davesplacemp.com.
Whoop, whoop.
The Dogs play here on FM 98.1 and 1410 AM KWOQ AM North Platte. Enjoy great food from Merrick's Ranch House. There's 10% off online ordering, and Merrick's offers a 10% veteran and military discount. Dine in, order online at merricksnp.com, use DoorDash, or call 532-8200 for carryout.
We're always open right around the corner. Quick Stop.
Save money at the pump at Quick Stop with the Dino Pay app. Dino Pay offers contactless payment using your preferred debit or credit card. The savings add up with 12 cents per gallon, and even more on Tuesdays and Thursdays with rollbacks for savings of 15 cents per gallon. Huge savings. The Sinclair Dino Pay saving you at the pump. Don't forget Frazzle Gourmet Slushes and For Real Shakes and Smoothies. Gourmet coffee at everyday low prices on your favorite beers.
Quick Stop.
Hands of Heartland has offered support and services for those with developmental disabilities in Nebraska since 1998 and is now bringing those services to the North Platte area. Residential services, respite services, community services, and even day services. Hands of Heartland offers a full array of services from 24-hour supports to just a few hours per week. Learn more today online at handsofheartland.com. That's handsofheartland.com. Hands of Heartland, providing creative opportunities to live and grow.
Brad's mind is blown.
Just found out I can add any kind of cheese to my Runza sandwich. Swiss, American, pepper jack.
You're in charge of the cheese.
I'm my own man now.
The big cheese.
Gonna start making my own decisions.
The chief chooser of cheese.
Yes, please.
So much power. Get your next Runza sandwich made to order. Because from the way we make it to the way it makes you feel, Runza makes it all better.
Starting something new can be challenging. At Mid-Plains Community College, we see what it takes to build your dreams, and through our educational instruction, make them a reality. Whether you are learning a new skill that can take your professional career to the next level, or you're looking to change your life through our educational offerings, you can build a successful future. Enroll today and begin transforming your future at mpcc.edu. That's mpcc.edu.
It's the Quick Stop post-game wrap-up. Quick Stop never closes, with 24 locations open 24 hours a day.
Welcome back here to Western Nebraska Community College, FM 98.1, AM 1410, and of course, video live streaming on our WV's Fun Center live stream at NorthPlattePost.com. It's a Tough game today for North Platte High School girls basketball as they just struggled to really find any momentum offensively against Sidney and the Red Raiders. They fall 61 to 28 and now move to the third place matchup. Well, they'll be facing either Scottsbluff or Gering tomorrow here at Western Nebraska Community College at 11 a.m. That's right, a bright and early game to get everybody home early on a Saturday. But we knew that this was going to be a tough matchup because Sidney, the number 1 seed here in this Western Conference tournament, has been on a tear recently, and they demolished Alliance yesterday. 10 threes in the second half for Sidney and the Red Raiders, and unfortunately they carried that momentum here against North Platte with really quick, efficient offense that the Dogs were just unable to match with. And it was all thanks to, I don't want to say all thanks, but a huge part of that reason was they were unable to find a flow offensively. 33 turnovers for North Platte in today's ball game. Yes, that's right. 33 different turnovers by this Dogs team, most of them coming from the offensive portion of the floor. And when you turn the ball over 33 times, I am not a mathematician, but I do know that that will not equate to a good basketball game with you getting the favor. And even when the turnovers were able to get rectified for a small portion in that third quarter, the Dogs just weren't able to capitalize on shots or any type of offensive flow as this Red Raiders defense suffocated. It felt like the life at a North Platte High School. And of course, it can be talked about how it just seemed like the Dogs lost their legs in today's matchup. This Sidney team, very quick, very explosive. They will run you up and down the court, whether it be in their press or on the offensive transition, or even just in the half-court setting. They're going to make you run around, and unfortunately for North Platte High School, you can just see how the legs kind of just gave way through the middle of that second quarter, and unfortunately we're not able to recover in time to really mount a big comeback, and they now go to the third-place matchup. Well, they'll be taking on either Scottsbluff or Gering tomorrow here from Western Nebraska Community College at 11 a.m. We'll step aside and we'll take a break. When we come back, more of our Quick Stop post-game show with head coach Tyson Hammond stopping on by FM 98.1, AM 1410, the video live streaming on our WB's Fun Center live stream at NorthPlattePost.com.
Start at Brigham's Tap Room with a brand new menu you won't want to miss. Catch all of the action on game day with your favorite teams on our big screens. Pair the excitement with amazing drinks, and you've got the ultimate game day experience at Brigham's Tap Room. And when you're ready for more fun, head over to Wild Bill's Fun Center. Dive into our action-packed arcade, knock down pins in our bowling alley, and gear up for an epic laser tag battle. There's something for everyone at Wild Bill's, where the fun never stops.
Puro Clean of North Platte delivers fast water, mold, and fire damage restoration services to the North Platte area. Puro Clean knows how challenging those times can be to you and to your family. Their Nebraska-based experts have a winning, reliable combination of training and equipment partnerships. Local, fast service in the North Platte area. Their average on-site time is 60 minutes, and they'll coordinate with your local insurance provider. Give Puro Clean a call now at 1-800-775-7876 and schedule a visit from a member of the team at Puro Clean in North Platte.
Attention North Platte and surrounding communities. Great Plains Health Home Care Equipment is here to serve you at 220 West Leota Street, Suite 1, right next to Great Plains Urgent Care. Whether you need a wheelchair, mobility scooter, lift chair, or more, their expert team is ready to make your home safer and more comfortable. Call Great Plains Health Home Care Equipment today at 308-568-8510 and take the first step toward comfort and independence.
The DNN Event Center wishes everyone a great sports season. With North Platte and Nebraska weather, things change quickly and can make our lives a little more difficult. Thank goodness for the DNN. The DNN offers hourly rentals for all types of sports practices, including turf, courts, batting cages, and equipment usage. Call the DNN Event Center to schedule your team's practice times and for more league information for all sports seasons. For over 30 years in our community, for your next event, the DNN Event Center.
It's the Quick Stop post-game wrap-up. Quick Stop never closes, with 24 locations open 24 hours a day.
Welcome back here to Western Nebraska Community College. Round 2 of our Western Conference tournament coverage. North Platte High School girls basketball fall to the number 1 seed in this tournament, 61-28. Coach Tyson Hammond joins me here today. You knew it was going to be a tough one, but unfortunately the turnovers were just a little too much to overcome, and in the first half really, I think, was the main focal point as to how the team unfortunately just got behind.
Yeah, we didn't handle it very well early. That's pretty obvious. They're a good team. They do they're physical, they're athletic, they're fast, they play really hard-nosed defense. And we didn't react to it very well. We talked about it a lot this morning, and we know what we're supposed to do. But sometimes when things are hard, we don't always do the things that we're supposed to do. And us as coaches got to do a better job of making sure that we actually do the things that we know we're supposed to do and do them with aggression, because there was times when we did things the right way. We just didn't do it aggressively, and we didn't match their intensity level.
Yeah, and that was really the obvious thing that you can see out there. It just felt like Sidney was another step ahead, just not only on their aggression, but their aggression to push the ball up tempo. And unfortunately for your team, there was moments, specifically in the third quarter, it looked like they finally were getting some life back into their veins, but it was just not consistent enough to sustain that run to at least help jumpstart this offense.
Yeah, I thought we did a better job coming out in the third quarter of doing that stuff, being aggressive, being stronger with what we did. I thought we matched their level there for about the first 6 minutes of the third quarter. Then they hit a couple shots, and unfortunately we kind of hung our heads a little bit, and you can't do that stuff. You got to keep playing. The score on the scoreboard is one thing, but you got to be tough and you got to keep fighting. Fourth quarter we came out again and got after a little bit, but we've got to be better from start to finish.
And you talk about maybe in game of how to get the team rolling into that, matching either be the aggression or the physicality. How can you do so in sometimes just a minute's worth of timeout to get them to not only recognize that, but be like, hey, we got to really step it up here?
Well, and that's the hard part sometimes, We talked about that a lot throughout timeouts and the quarters coming into it. Unfortunately, excuses kill learning, and I'm not going to make any excuses for us right now. We've all played enough games right now, whether we're young or not. It doesn't really matter. We've got to do things at a more intense level, more consistently, because there's times when we do it, but there's times when we allow ourselves to drop and we don't get ourselves back into it. And that type of stuff's not X's and O's stuff. That's just learning how to carry yourself a little bit differently. It's mindset stuff. It's maturity stuff. And it's learning on the fly. We've just got to mature a little bit quicker in those situations.
And how much do you think maybe the thought of, you've already played this team once, so you already kind of have it figured out, but you already have an identity as to what this Sidney team does, kind of played in part to, I wouldn't say the lackluster start, but maybe the sluggish first and second quarter?
I don't think that's anything. That we played each other 2 weeks ago. I don't think that plays too much into it. They didn't do anything different than they did the first time we played. We tried to make our adjustments, but unfortunately we just didn't do them at a high enough intensity level to get out of it what we wanted to get out of it. So I don't think that's probably too much into it. They're just a good team, and if you played a bad team 2 weeks ago and you played them today, you see things really differently, and they're just a really good team that we happened to play 2 weeks ago. And the things that they do really well, unfortunately right now, are the things that we still kind of struggle with, and that's just part of our learning curve.
Of course, you like to keep your own term of what you want to build, but when you've seen these teams, as you said, Sidney, a team that's been at the top of their tables for a little bit, do you take this team and try to say, hey, if you want to see where you want to be in a couple of years, this is what you got to keep doing efficiently? Do you kind of take those types of learning moments from team to team and say, we don't want to focus primarily on what they do, but if you want to get to this level of where we're consistently being potential state contenders, we have to be at this level?
Well, we were that team a couple of
years
ago.
That's right.
Yeah. We know what it looks like, but there's ebbs and flows, and that's, before we were that team, we were this team that's learning on the fly, learning with young kids. That's part of the process, and we've been through it all here in these last 7 years, and And it's just part of the process. There's going to be the ups and downs, and when you're young, there's going to be the struggles that you learn from. And as you mature and get better from it, if you do get better from it, and that's the goal, then you have opportunities to raise your ability level and get up to where you want to be. And that's always what we're trying to get to is that level of competition and that level of maturity and toughness. And we're going to get there. It's just it takes time when you're young, and you throw injuries and stuff on top of it. It just makes it hard. And like I said, excuses steal learning, so we're not going to make excuses about it. We got to learn from it.
Well, you still got one more game to go. You'll be taking in the third-place matchup for tomorrow at 11 a.m., either versus Scottsbluff or Gehring. So really take me through what you're going to tell the team tonight at the hotel and super early in the morning to make sure that they are the team that is going to take that aggressive first step and secure the third place here at the Western Conference Tournament.
Well, we already talked about it, and we'll talk about it later tonight. And we just got to make sure we come out in the morning and we're ready to play and we're ready to get after it from the very start and recognize that things aren't always easy. And I think that's part of our biggest learning curve right now is we have to recognize things aren't always easy. And when they're not, that's okay. That's part of growth. That's part of competition. It's not supposed to be easy. So it won't be easy tomorrow. Those are both two really good teams, whichever one we end up playing in the morning. They're both playing good basketball right now, and we got to recognize that it won't be easy, and we got to compete from the start.
All right, Coach, thank you again. Once again, I'll see you tomorrow at 11 a.m. Head Coach Tyson Hammond joins me. Dogs, unfortunately, fall in the second-round matchup between Sidney and the Red Raiders in North Platte High School, 61-28. We'll see you all tomorrow, bright and early, 11 a.m. for tip-off between North Platte and either Scottsbluff or Gehring.
Meeting was an Eagle Media Sports.
Looking for a blast of fun? Head to Wild Bill's Fun Center. Get lost in our thrilling arcade, hit a strike in their state-of-the-art bowling alley, and dive into the ultimate laser tag showdown. It's the perfect spot for fun, whether you're 5 or 95. It's fun for the whole family. It's also the perfect place to have a birthday party with their party rooms. Wild Bill's Fun Center, 1100 South Jeffers in North Platte, where the fun never stops.